Hello, this review is on the family drama movie Wonder. So the plot of this movie is this kid named Augie, played by Jacob Tremblay, is this kid with a facial disorder, and he gets enrolled in school, and he has a really hard time fitting in, especially given he's becomes the subject of bullying, and he becomes really shy and really timid, and it shows him trying to create friends along the way in a in some successful attempts, and it shows his journey of what he has accomplished and what his parents go through while trying to support him along the way. This was a really good movie. Like, it was a great movie. Like, this is a great film for families. It's not just a great film for kids. I think all ages would definitely enjoy this movie. It definitely has the subject matter definitely is something that I think can connect with everybody, regardless if you're a kid or an adult, because the whole message of the story is it's not cool to judge people just because of how they look. And well, sadly, that's never going to be a thing the whole world is going to take in mind. At least, it's something to be recognized, because it's really not cool to judge people just because of they're born with, you know, a disorder that they can't control, or if they're like, or body shaming as people say it. Like, but still, I know people are gonna say, but it's not gonna change. I know. Yeah, double standards are still gonna be the same, and people are still gonna body shame and everything and all that. But at least acknowledging it's bad is a step further. So I respect the movie for trying to tackle that. And you might think that this movie is really mean spirited and it's really depressing, but it's honestly not. It actually portrays all this stuff in a, shall we say, positive light. I don't know if that's the right word, but yeah, obviously Augie does get harassed by other kids throughout the movie, but they're portrayed as not good kids. Like, you're supposed to hate them, but for the most part, like, all everybody else is portrayed as, supportive. Like, Augie's parents are really supportive of him. It's not like the Odd Life of Timothy Green where they just pressure him to do whatever they want and they don't care about his own needs. No, here they actually care for this child. They want the best for him. And there's especially a really powerful line in the movie where Augie says to Owen Wilson, "Dad, am I ugly?" And Owen Wilson says, "No, son, the world is ugly." Yeah, that right there is definitely a powerful message that people aren't just ugly just on the outside. Like, just one person being not the most beautiful person in the world isn't going to be, dangerous to the world. People acting awful around the world is what makes the world ugly. It really does not make the world any better. But people born with something that they can't control, it's really hard for them, I can imagine. Like, I mean, obviously, I know you might say that's kind of an insensitive comment to make, given I wasn't born with a facial disorder. But, like, I can imagine, though, it's really hard for these people, like, to be harassed just because they have a condition that they can't control and they were born with. It's hard being born with something, and I would know. It's really challenging, and I think it's definitely great a movie like this could tackle that while it is hard, you just got to know that there's at least some people who will support you, not just your family. Like, Augie's parents aren't just saying that he's good just because he's their son. No, they actually do support him. And Owen Wilson and Julia Roberts, they play parents very well. I don't think I've ever seen Owen Wilson in a dad role, honestly, but this was a good different kind of role for him, and I liked it. And Julia Roberts, she's always great to see. Mandy Patinkin's in the movie. Yeah, he plays Augie's teacher, and like, he's also one of the people that's really tries to make Augie who he is. Like, the whole arc of this movie is that they're trying to make Augie feel less like a different person and not shy. They try to make him treat him just as much as everybody else, and he makes friends along the way, and it's good because you want to root for this kid, and it's really a really powerful movie. It's very good. Yes, it is a kids film, but the subject matter I think is very timeless, and I think it's a great film to watch no matter how old you are, even if you're an adult and you're not in school anymore, or even if you don't have children. The morals of this movie can really speak to you, and it's really really amazing. It's a very good movie, and yes, like it's not as mean spirited as it sounds. It's actually very touching. It's and it's not, like I said, it's not like The Odd Life of Timothy Green where it's just the parents just being awful and then just and saying it's okay to not take consequences for your action. No, no crap like that. Like it's actually saying that people should be more accepting and you should be try to be a little more open to the world if you're ashamed of who you are, because you never know what kind of people might accept you. So this is a very good movie. If you haven't seen it, it's definitely worth a watch. I really recommend it. It's very touching, and kids would definitely enjoy it, and adults, even if, like I said, even if you don't have children, like it's still, for the message alone, it's such a great movie, and it's very very touching. It's a pretty underrated movie in my opinion. I don't This movie wasn't the hugest hit, I don't think, but although technically it is getting that sequel, Whitebird, but I don't know if that's a spin-off. That's probably more of a spin-off, but Wonder's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, if you're bored this weekend and want a movie to watch, just watch it on Netflix because I think it's a very great film. I saw this a few years ago and I really, really enjoyed it. So that's my review of Wonder. So I'll see you whenever I return.